cinema matinee. I ain't got $7.50 to pay.
Tell us about it, Corey. What's this movie about?
Well, I mean, it's Iron Man. What do people want to know? Because really, seriously,
No,
I mean, this movie
know.
can be about anything.
That would have been my synopsis. Well, it's about Iron Man, and this time there's two of them.
In this one, they replaced
Terrence Howard.
with the goddamn
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle.
Cole said,
Yeah.
well, one time he's like, man, they could have got Cheadle edgy for it. Somebody with the
Yeah.
same skin tone. They got now. I have
Will
nothing
Smith.
against- I'm blaming the studio. They're like, all you black people look alike. Just get Don Cheadle. You know, I'd even like for them to do something like Terrence Howard crashes and one of them Iron Man suits blows up and out from the fire. Out from the fire comes Don Cheadle.
And he's more cooked.
Yeah, he's a little more dark, you know. I'm like, okay, I can go with that explanation. Now with this one, we're full-fledged Iron Man here, and we're given a bigger villain, which is Whiplash.
Gary Shandling, the senator that wants to take the armor away from him.
Well, you know, it's funny because Gary Shandling and Mickey Rourke are starting to look kind of alike.
That's true.
But no, we get Whiplash, who looks very different from the comic book. It looks like a guy who turned 50 and couldn't get out that Jersey Shore look.
He looks like he's on his way to a rave or something.
Yeah.
with his glow whips.
But he still has that hair from the wrestler left over.
Yeah, it's somebody just too scared to tell him to cut that shit. No, in this we have Mickey Rourke playing Ivan Vlenko, a Russian guy who feels like he was wronged not only by Tony Stark, but by Tony Stark's legacies, and he's out for some kind of revenge. Tony Stark, he's facing things from the political end and also from another industrialist guy, Justin Hammer, played by
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell.
She's actually doing a big spread on me for Vanity Fair. I thought I'd throw her a bone, you know. Right?
Yes. Well, she did quite a spread on Tony last year.
And she wrote a story as well.
It was very impressive.
That was good.
And everybody wants his technology either because they think it's a threat as a weapon or they think that it could help them get on top. Does that suit perform as like a big robotic porta potty suit? You
I would
like,
think so.
Just special button and it just like lifts the waist out
Yeah,
automatically.
eye flush.
Yeah, I flush. Don Cheadle's behind him. No, man, not yet, not yet.
And he's got his own health.
I was going to say, you're forgetting about the biggest villain of all, Tony Stark himself.
What's interesting is the movie opens up with him. You know, he's like arrogant to the max to where like, okay, I know this guy's the protagonist and he's funny, but he is kind of an asshole. And I want to be on his side, but I'm not sure I like him anymore.
Yeah, maybe he's too much of an asshole
Right.
at this point. Even so, there are points that it was really working where it felt like it was a sort of like superhero James Bond. And I was really enjoying that. The jet setting, going to giant parties, like just awesome lifestyle.
The first 30 or 40 minutes of this movie is what we want to see in both Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark and in an Iron Man movie because we get a lot of Iron Man scenes too. And after this really bad scene where Don Cheadle as Rhodey Rhodes puts on the Iron Man suit just out of nowhere, doesn't know how to work it, doesn't know what to do, and this is where the movie's kind of dipping low.
And one of the problems of sequelitis that this movie has to me is too many characters. Because as much as everybody's excited about seeing Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, I'm like, to me, I was like, you could take him out of this movie and it'd be better. Matter of fact, it'd be more time to develop Mickey Rourke's character.
Yeah, just there's too many cameos and too many hints of the Avengers films where they kind of bash you over the head with it, especially introducing this Black Widow character where I'm like, you know what, this could have worked if they just took out all the elements of Nick Fury and his team.
We haven't said shit about what's good about this. I was getting worried the middle was so slow. I was going, man, this thing is dropping rating points by the second until all of a sudden it goes, oh yeah, I forgot we're making an Iron Man movie and switches totally into fifth gear. The last 30 minutes of this movie rocks.
I like the interplay between characters, and they were jokey, a little bit too much sometimes. But it's in the climax, that last 30 minutes, where they're still doing the joking around. A lot of innocent people should have been killed, and they were like cracking jokes and like, well, we're okay.
As much as I'm complaining about this movie, I did enjoy it. The thing is that where the first Iron Man was a summer movie with a great character and a great story up until probably its climax, this one, nothing special about it. I'll give it a matinee.
Yeah, no, this is like the very definition of sequelitis in some ways. I hate that word, but here it's if the shoe fits. I still have to give this a matinee as well.
This movie has so many things except the wow. But if I paid full price for it, I wouldn't leave feeling ripped off. So I'll say full price.
I wish there was more Iron Man instead of Tony Stark. But
that's because you're a robot.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to see. Well, that's the action sequences were really fun to watch. And I did have a good time with this, despite all my complaints. So I'm going to give this a matinee.
Everybody who reads the comics knows that Tony Stark is an alcoholic. They don't really they don't say alcoholic in this movie. They just try to bring that element in.
I thought they kind of shoehorned that whole thing in, to be honest.
I want to see his ass drunk in the suit.
That's what I'm saying.
Crash on the street.
Yes.
Police come up and give him, like a drunk driving citation, and be like, "I was fighting a giant robot." That's a truck. What are you talking about? Get your ass in the back of the car.
Dude, you just punched an ATM.
If that robot shot at me, sir, it gave me your $20. What you talking about?